Politics starting to emerge from the Afghan refugee situation in Wisconsin. And a Sun Prairie man says he's cautious to send his young daughter back to school after a scare this week. We'll tell you about it right now at 6. Thanks for joining us, everybody. Eric has the night off. First, we're keeping an eye on the weather tonight. A tornado watch is in effect for areas west of Dane County. Let's check your certified most accurate forecast with Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti. Gary?
Well, Susan, I'm out on the weather patio, and I'm almost dripping right now. That's how humid the air is, and that's what will fuel some more thunderstorms later on tonight. Now, as we start out by taking a look at the tornado watch, it does not include Madison and Dane County, but does include areas to the west. This watch in effect until 11 p.m. High-resolution radar, nothing over much of southern Wisconsin. There was a strong thunderstorm over eastern Dodge County. That's moved out toward Lake Michigan. But to the west, that's where the action is right now. You can see tornado warnings across parts of north central Iowa. Observed tornado there from this storm, and you can see those strong wind rotation there. These storms are starting to rotate very rapidly. So we're watching those storms in Iowa as they move eastward toward Wisconsin. That's why a tornado watch is in effect until 11 p.m. for our western viewing area. Heavy rain also a possibility from these storms. They could bring 1 to 2 inches of rain in an hour's time period, so some localized flooding, especially in areas that have already seen heavy rain over the last couple of days. Temperatures right now, upper 80s in Madison, still 90 degrees in Janesville, 86 in Platteville. But take a look at the heat index. It feels like 99 in Platteville and 96 in Janesville because dew point temperatures are in the mid to upper 70s, 78 for the dew point in Platteville. Look for thunderstorms overnight, off and on. Some of those could be strong to severe with a low of 73. And then tomorrow, the rain goes away for the most part. The high hits 91, and the heat index could be up close to 100 degrees by late afternoon. I'll have more on the severe weather threat in just a few minutes.
All right, Gary, thank you. If you're away from your TV tonight or this weekend, you can still stay up to date on the latest local weather information. Download our free First Warn weather app. To Afghanistan now, defense officials say they are prepared for and they expect more attempted attacks in Kabul. One day after a suicide bombing killed more than 150 people, including 13 U.S. service members. The Pentagon now says there was only one bomber yesterday. The State Department says it is currently working with around 500 Americans in the country who want to leave ahead of the August 31st withdrawal deadline. President Biden says we will complete the mission. 5 Republican members of the state congressional delegation toured Fort McCoy this afternoon, where thousands of Afghan refugees are staying. Our Jamie Perez was there when they briefed the press on what they learned.
Fort McCoy and U.S. defense officials continue to say that these refugees have gone through a thorough vetting process before landing here, but Republicans that we spoke to today said they still have an issue with that process. Fort McCoy officials have said all the refugees there are in the process of getting special immigrant visas. Lawmakers visiting today say they're concerned that no one has the paperwork already and that some of these refugees could pose a threat.
We saw what makes our country so great. We saw our troops here providing comfort and aid to individuals who escaped from Afghanistan. I still have some very significant questions that I'll be following up with the Biden administration on regarding the vetting process of individuals who've exited Kabul, come through the lily pads, vetted through Dulles, and ultimately arriving here at Camp McCoy.
U.S. defense officials have been clear that everyone goes through biometric and biographic background vetting before they come to the United States. In their briefing, the congressman learned there are now 2,000 refugees staying here. They were told there could be as many as 1,000 more by the end of today. Now, this facility has the capacity to hold up to 10,000 refugees, and we're told that they could stay here for about 2 to 4 weeks, but it's still unclear as to where they could head after that.
Jamie, thank you. Throughout this week, we've heard a political message about Afghan refugees from Wisconsin's Republican lawmakers take shape. Even though incoming refugees are thoroughly vetted before landing in the U.S., a message is emerging that, without proof, questions that process. Our Naomi Coles has been tracking that and joins us to break it down. Naomi?
I've been talking to veterans who are concerned by that message, many of whom have spent the last 10 or so days in a constant battle to rescue their former Afghan colleagues. One note, yesterday's death of 13 U.S. service members and almost 200 Afghans in a terrorist attack at the Kabul airport left veterans I've been talking to all week in shock and anger. Their message is the same, but the crisis of the moment has deepened.
Because we cannot have terror imported into the United States here.
In press conferences this week.
How many special immigrant visa holders do you think the Taliban are letting into Kabul airport right now?
Republican messages to Afghan refugees in Wisconsin have been tinged with messages of fear, messages that are alarming veterans who were there.
Afghanistan, I lost both my legs below the knee in an IED explosion.
Outspoken Wisconsin Republican, former congressional candidate, and Afghanistan veteran Jason Church urged a human approach. Other veterans I spoke to off camera echoed the same.
But the people who were fleeing, who were holding on to an airplane and falling off of it to leave it, to me, that doesn't exactly sound like they're leaving simply because they want to conduct terrorist activities here. They're fleeing for their life.
We spoke just after Wednesday's press conference. You just heard the Wisconsin Republican message regarding Afghan refugees coming to Fort McCoy. What are you thinking as you listen to that?
I appreciated looking at the longer-term issues that could potentially come up from isolating Afghans as they come here. One thing that concerns me is if we let ourselves be driven by fear. If we isolate these people, if we put them as second-class citizens, we're going to create a self-fulfilling prophecy.
He says working side by side with Afghans who bled with him.
They wanted something that they could build for their own children in Afghanistan, and that has been taken away.
That's fundamentally formed his message, one he says should rise above politics and focus instead on welcoming refugees without fear.
We have had terrorists in our own society. So to assume that a group of people who are coming over here just because we're fighting a war there will assume a mentality of violence is ridiculous.
I'll be airing more from that interview on Sundays for the Record. That airs after Face the Nation. You'll also hear from a veteran group working to evacuate hundreds from Afghanistan right now, including one Madison family's rescue that Madeline O'Neill shared earlier this week.
Naomi, thank you. This is still a developing story, so be sure to stay with News 3 and channel3000.com for all of the local efforts to help the refugees, as well as what is happening overseas. New information tonight about the deadly apartment fire on Madison's west side Wednesday. The Dane County Medical Examiner is identifying the victim as 63-year-old Myrrh Smith. Fire crews found her dead inside one of the units at Summit Hills apartment. The fire displaced 27 other people. The cause has not yet been released. A Sun Prairie man says his 5-year-old daughter was lost by her elementary teacher Wednesday afternoon during after-school pickup. The father says his daughter was missing for 45 minutes while she ended up walking home from C.H. Bird Elementary School in Sun Prairie. He told our Brad Hamilton today he wants answers.
Carl Saubacher says that his 5-year-old daughter walked all the way home on this busy street, which is Bird Street here, after miscommunication went horribly wrong with the staff at her elementary school. Now he's looking for answers after the alleged incident.
Worst phone call I've got.
Your daughter is missing. Those 3 words would haunt any parent. It became Carl Saubacher's reality Wednesday afternoon when his girlfriend called from C.H. Bird Elementary School saying their daughter was missing from the after-school pickup line.
You hear the horror stories every single day about kids being taken away from their parents and never coming home.
Saubacher told us that his daughter's teacher believed she had been safely picked up in the family's vehicle during after-school pickup. Only issue is it wasn't their car. Saubacher says that the school security shows his daughter opened the door of another car, noticed it wasn't the right one, got out of it, and walked back to the school. But when she couldn't find her teacher outside, the kindergartner decided to walk home. By the time Saubacher's girlfriend arrived to pick up, her daughter was missing.
I will give it to a lot of the teachers there. They jumped in their personal vehicles. They were driving around, looking in, there's like ladies in dresses, like looking in bushes, trying everywhere, screaming, looking for our child.
The 45-minute search was agonizing, but eventually Saubacher says that his daughter was found safe at the family's home.
Broke down and cried. Like, I was so happy she was safe and wasn't stuck in somebody's car.
Saubacher says that he hasn't sent his child to school since, and the school tells him that they're going to reassign her to a different teacher. But he says they haven't told him anything about school procedures changing. We reached out to the Sun Prairie School District, who declined to interview, but said the school is working directly with this family, but wouldn't comment further. Reporting in Sun Prairie, Brad Hamilton, News 3 Now.
Still to come tonight at 6, the Madison school superintendent weighs in on the potential for a vaccine mandate for staff and how other local districts are creating their own health policies for the upcoming year.
Ashley Home Store's Labor Day sale starts now. Save up to 60% off holiday doorbusters like these while they last. And 5 years no-interest financing with no minimum purchase. Pay less than $17 a month for a new room you'll love. Going on now at Ashley Home Store.
It's nice to know your blind spot can be protected. Blind Spot Monitor, standard on all 2021 Volkswagen SUVs, unlike all Honda or Subaru SUVs. Come into your Volkswagen dealer today and lease the sophisticated and capable 2021 Tiguan S for just $269 a month.
These days, we're spending more time than ever before at home, where we're continually inspired to make it our own, where the perfect wall mounting can lift your spirits, and that once hidden path to your door is now illuminated with intrigue to lead you inside. With Patriot Lighting, your lighting is another way to put your personal style on display. Smart, sophisticated, radiant, just like you. We have hundreds of options to make your home and your world shine a little brighter. Find your style with Patriot Lighting, only at Menards.
Is your credit score getting in the way of things you want to do? Personal loans through NetCredit help you borrow up to $10,000. So check your eligibility on netcredit.com today without affecting your credit score. You may even be able to build your credit history as you repay. NetCredit, a more personal loan.
All Denny's pancakes are made to order with fresh buttermilk, but this month's Spotlight Stack is a Patriot. Fresh, sweet, and full of freedom. New red, white, and blue pancakes. This month's Spotlight Stack. See you at Denny's.
It's nice to know your blind spot can be protected. Blind Spot Monitor, standard on all 2021 Volkswagen SUVs, unlike all Honda or Subaru SUVs. Come into your Volkswagen dealer today and lease the sophisticated and capable 2021 Tiguan S for just $269 a month.
Get the best mattress deals early at Ashley Home Store's Labor Day sale. Skip the line to save up to 65% off mattress doorbusters like these. Plus, up to 6 years no-interest financing means you pay less than $20 a month on luxury mattresses like these. Going on now at Ashley Home Store.
Wisconsin's 7-day average for new COVID cases is ending the work week with another jump. There were nearly 2,300 new positive tests yesterday. That is the most since early January. In the Madison School District, masks are mandatory for the start of the school year, but as of now, vaccines for teachers are not. But that could change as soon as next week when the school board takes up the issue on Monday. Today, Superintendent Carlton Jenkins says he's in favor of changing that policy.
As superintendent, yes, I am recommending that we move forward with a mandate for vaccination.
A representative from the Madison Teachers Union says about 85% of their members also agree. We continue our back-to-school coverage answering a question about safety. How are local districts creating their health policies this school year to make sure that your kids and families stay COVID-free? Our Christina Laurie explains.
Just as districts consult with parents and teachers about schedules and curriculum.
For the most part, there's a medical advisory board that many of our pediatric ID doctors are part of.
This school year, some of the most important conversations are happening with doctors.
Many of them are involved with helping create policies so that kids can safely get back into school. They don't have to do it virtually, and they can keep those schools open.
Keeping kids healthy and in school are the top two priorities. Sounds simple enough, although it's easier said than done.
The first thing we want to do is vaccinate everybody that is eligible.
Children under the age of 12 still can't get the vaccine, but they can and are getting COVID. Cases among kids are surging from 38,000 at the end of July to more than 180,000 last week, 1,500 of those here in Wisconsin.
Majority of our hospitalizations still are in the unvaccinated.
Although kids are less likely to be hospitalized, they can still suffer long hauler effects themselves or spread the virus to others.
This is not a forever. We'll come off this surge.
But until then, the #1 recommendation from doctors to districts this school year really is simple.
I think I said it once or twice before, but yeah.
Wear a mask.
If a child is masked and they are exposed to another child who proves to have COVID but is also masked, then it is safe, if they're both masks, to not have the child who has been exposed, as long as they're asymptomatic, be under quarantine.
Keeping kids in school and healthy until winter break.
I think by Christmas, we will definitely have shots available to go into the arms of these kids to vaccinate them and protect them.
Reporting in Madison, Christina Laurie, News 3 Now.
And you can find all of our back-to-school coverage on our website, channel3000.com. Still to come tonight at 6, a 500-mile bike ride making a pit stop in Rock County today. And we'll check back in with Gary Canalti. He has an update on a tornado watch for part of the area. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Get the biggest appliance savings at the big sale going on now at all Grand Appliance showrooms. Get this Amana top-load washer for just $4.98. This Frigidaire smooth top range for just $5.98. Or bundle up and save even more with up to $1,000 in extra savings available exclusively at Grand Appliance. Don't miss the big sale at grandappliance.com or your local Grand showroom. Grand Appliance, the appliance experts since 1930.
Steinhoffel's Labor Day sale is happening now. Get the best deals on the area's largest selection of in-stock furniture and mattresses. Start with store-wide savings of 35 to 50%, and then take advantage of great bonus buys like a Queen Beauty Rest mattress, just $349. This sofa, only $499. A queen bed, $699. A 5-piece dining set, now $799. Get these great deals and more in-store or at steinhoffels.com.
Summerfest built its rep on thrilling performances, countless rock and roll Hall of Famers, emerging artists, and innovators.
And the best is yet to come.
More shows you'll brag about attending, more performers becoming legends.
More of everything that makes Summerfest, well, Summerfest.
So come as you are and come together on the lakefront for the summer's biggest party. Oh yeah, it's on. Summerfest, presented by American Family Insurance. Tickets on sale now.
I don't just play someone brainy on TV. I'm an actual neuroscientist, and I love the science behind Nariva Plus. Unlike ordinary memory supplements, Nariva Plus fuels 6 key indicators of brain performance. More brain performance, yes please. Nariva, think bigger.
Impossible. Zero Sugar Chobani is here.
Zero Sugar Chobani has zero sugar?
Zero sugar.
Define zero.
And it's lactose-free.
Naturally.
And 60 calories?
Impossibly delicious.
Impossible.
We all love reading the magazine, but did you know there's additional exclusive Madison Magazine content here on channel3000.com? Click on Madison Magazine for timely food stories and blogs on the local food scene that don't appear in the magazine. Find arts and entertainment and interesting Madisonians. There are featured columnists and online extras like photo galleries and videos. Channel 3000 and Madison Magazine. Together, they're your one source for all things Madison.
Welcome back, everyone. A national organization that helps veterans across the country made a pit stop today in Janesville at the Elks Lodge. The group, called Project Hero, is based in San Diego, and they're currently in the middle of a challenge, biking from Minneapolis to Chicago in less than a week. Along the way, they're raising money for veterans to help with mental and physical disabilities.
It's a life-changing experience for a lot of vets. One of the things that happens when you're wounded is you get pulled out of your unit. And then you have the guilt that you're not there helping them and all those things. And you need that unit identity back. And we are Project Hero. We create that. And we create the mission that replaces and gives you hope and purpose to accomplish this task of riding the 525 miles over 6 days with your other service members and really work the way we trained when we served.
The group has more than 50 active sites across the country. To find out more about the work they're doing, you can head to projecthero.org. Wish we had better weather for them, Gary. It's hot and sticky for a bike ride.
Yeah, tomorrow should be mainly dry, but tonight we're watching severe weather over Iowa, and this is impressive. This is what a tornado looks like on radar. You can see the hook echo here as the precipitation wraps around the center of circulation south of Charles City. Take a look at that wind velocity signature. That's a strong wind rotation with a potential for a tornado on the ground. In fact, if we look at the debris signature, these lighter pixels here indicate that debris is being lofted in the air. And this storm system right now, south of Charles City, Iowa, still has a ways to go, but notice the direction it's moving toward Grant and Crawford counties over maybe the next 2 hours. So if you're in Crawford and Grant County, you don't need to go to the basement yet, but I would delay your trips outside if you got to go to the store. Wait until after the storm passes, because this storm packs a punch, and we'll have to see whether or not it continues to be tornadic as it heads toward Wisconsin. But a tornado watch is in effect west of Dane County until 11 p.m. for exactly that type of situation. So the atmosphere is primed for severe weather. Now tomorrow, as the heat builds across southern Wisconsin, the severe weather threat shifts to the north. In fact, parts of the Minneapolis metro area could be under the gun for the potential for some high winds. The severe weather outlook there shows that this hatched area in the enhanced risk area brings the potential for straight line winds of 75 miles per hour or greater. So the severe weather threat over northwestern Wisconsin and eastern Minnesota tomorrow, but most of southern Wisconsin, if we see a thunderstorm, it'll just be very isolated. We could see a couple of isolated strongest severe thunderstorms late tomorrow night from the storms in Minnesota that could reach the northwestern parts of our viewing area. The hail threat highest back toward the Twin Cities, and even a threat for tornadoes tomorrow. Again, toward the Twin Cities into northwestern Wisconsin, the most likely area where those storms start to form, just like they're doing tonight in Iowa. On Sunday, there's a marginal risk for severe thunderstorms over far eastern Wisconsin, but by that time, this weather system will be weakening, and the majority of the storms may be in the morning hours, and that means that the atmosphere will be a little more stable, so the higher severe weather threat will be farther to the east into parts of far eastern Wisconsin and Michigan. And then the other problem is heavy rain. There could be pockets, and we're already seeing that with these severe thunderstorms producing tornadoes in Iowa, producing perhaps 1 to 2 inches of rain per hour, and there could be some localized 2 to 3 inch amounts in areas that see some of these severe thunderstorms. So again, all kinds of severe weather, a possibility, but not everybody will see it. Tornado watch in effect until 11 p.m. west of Dane County. Does not include the city of Madison for right now. Look for a low tonight of 73, showers and storms. Some of those storms could have high winds, hail, and heavy rain. Then tomorrow, the rain chances go down. The high temperature jumps up to 91, and the heat index could be as high as 100 degrees in some areas. On future track, you can see those storms moving out of Iowa, heading through during the evening and early overnight hours, then moving out early tomorrow morning. That allows the sun to come up, those temperatures into the lower 90s. Tomorrow night, the storms in Minnesota reach us late tomorrow night, and then Sunday, so storms mainly east of Madison in the morning, and then we see a break in the heat and humidity. Again, those rainfall amounts where those stronger to severe thunderstorms will be very heavy, at least in some spots. 7 to 10 day forecast. Once the storms move out on Sunday, we see a break in the humidity. Still a couple of chances for storms next week, but generally quiet weather as we head toward the Labor Day weekend.
And coming up in sports, Braxton Amos back with 2 medals, while the Badger freshman is already moving forward and looking to achieve his next goal. That's next on News 3 Now.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Get more enjoyment from your outdoor space with patio enclosures. Right now, get up to $6,500 off your sunroom. Plus, no interest if paid in full by February 2023. Call today. Patio enclosures.
Get the best mattress deals early at Ashley Home Store's Labor Day sale. Skip the line to save up to 65% off mattress doorbusters like these. Plus, up to 6 years no-interest financing means you pay less than $20 a month on luxury mattresses like these. Going on now at Ashley Home Store.
Fry Construction is celebrating 26 years of providing excellence in home improvements. We strive to exceed the expectations of our clients with each and every project we do. Respected by your neighbors and voted Best of Madison 2 years in a row. Best kitchen and bath design, best roofer. Experience the Best of Madison for yourself and save 26% off gutters or insulation with any full roofing project. Schedule your consultation today at fryconstruction.com.
Is your credit score getting in the way of the things you want to do? Personal loans through NetCredit offer fast and flexible lending. Borrow up to $10,000 and choose repayment terms that work for you. You may even be able to build your credit history as you repay. NetCredit, a more personal loan.
All Denny's pancakes are made to order with fresh buttermilk, but this month's Spotlight Stack is a patriot. Fresh, sweet, and full of freedom. New red, white, and blue pancakes. This month's Spotlight Stack. See you at Denny's.
No more Freon for your AC. Oh no, the homeowner's called Action Man and his action team.
Call on Action Plumbing, Heating, and Electric at iwantactionnow.com.
Ashley Home Store's Labor Day sale starts now. Save up to 60% off holiday doorbusters like these while they last. And 5 years no-interest financing with no minimum purchase. Pay less than $17 a month for a new room you'll love. Going on now at Ashley Home Store.
Get more enjoyment from your outdoor space with patio enclosures. Right now, get up to $6,500 off your sunroom. Plus, no interest if paid in full by February 2023. Call today. Patio enclosures.
A local high school wrestling coach, breaking barriers in her profession, is now battling the biggest opponent of her life. The drive that keeps her going and the community behind her in the 608. Monday on News 3 Now this morning.
Last week was one to remember for Braxton Amos. The future Badger won not one but 2 medals at the Junior World Championships in Russia and made history in the process. Amos became just the 3rd American to win medals in both the freestyle and the Greco-Roman at the same World Championships. That's a huge deal, but to the Badger freshman, well, medals are nice, but he's got bigger things in mind for his time in Madison.
My goal's to not be a world champ. My goal is to be an Olympic champ. So, I mean, we still got to be working towards those goals. You know, I think it's good to sit back and kind of smile and you know, look at the medals and the belt for a little bit. But, you know, at the end of the day, my job's to keep winning.
The Packers' final preseason game is Saturday in Buffalo, and you're not going to see a lot of the starters play. But there will be guys fighting for roster spots because this is their last chance to make an impression. Aaron Jones, not one of those guys who needs to make an impression. We already know what number 33 can do. But even after signing that big contract extension in Green Bay back in the offseason, Jones still plans on playing like he has something to prove.
For me, it's just being the #1 back in the league. I think that's every back's goal. So statistically, whatever that means, or leading whatever, but just being the #1 back. And even when I do make it to 1, I'm still not going to be satisfied. The work continues. You still got to put in that work. So I'll continue to put in that work until I'm done playing football.
First time in 26 years, Edgewood hosting a home game on their own turf. Crusaders taking on Lake Mills, and it was a turnover fest in the first half. Cam Fain picked off not 1 but 2 passes in the first quarter. This one was scoreless after 1. Second quarter, Crusaders on the move. Joe Hartland calls his own number but fumbles in the red zone. And Carson Lund dives on it. We're going the other way. Lake Mills, though, would punt, and Edgewood would finally break the tie. Mark Herring plunges in for the score. This one in the third quarter, Crusaders up 6-0. And that's just a taste of what's to come tonight. Be sure to tune in at 10 o'clock to see week 2 of the final drive. We're bringing you more than 6 games, including our game of the week. Gary, it's a hot one.
It is, and we're watching severe weather. Observed tornado near Nashua, Iowa, moving eastward, again heading toward Crawford and Grant counties over the next couple of hours. Rest of southern Wisconsin quiet, but a tornado watch in effect west of Dane County until 11 p.m.
All right, Gary, keep us posted. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. Have a good evening and a good weekend. We'll see you back here tonight at 10.